Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's Drutube. I'm back at you again with another video. Let's get right into it. What are you waiting on? You don't know how it's going to turn out. If you don't start now, you'll never know. What are you waiting on? You don't know how things are going to turn out. If you don't start now, you'll never know. It's best for you to take a risk. It's best for you to take a chance. You don't know how something is going to work out. You don't know how something is going to go. It's best that you will look at things like you have a clean slate on your life. Look at yourself as being able to do what it is you want to do. But you can't continue waiting. You have to ask yourself sometimes, what am I waiting on? What am I allowing to get in the way of the things that I would like to do? Everyone has things that they'd like to do. Everyone has somewhere where they see themselves in life, and we all have something that we want to be in this life. Everyone has something that they see themselves doing, some type of higher calling, some type of goal, some type of dream, some type of wish for their life. Everyone has something that they eventually would like to do for a career, would like to do for their job. All right, they'd like to make a living off of it. What are you waiting on? Sometimes people allow things to get in their way. Sometimes people allow fear to stop them. All right, sometimes people allow what someone might have to say, somebody's opinion, how other people will view you, look at you, think about you. You have to get past the point of allowing anything to make you wait for something that you want to do with your life. There's no waiting that should be involved unless you're taking some time off to get your mind right or get your thoughts together or wrap your mind around something. That's different. But as far as waiting because you don't know how it's going to go, you're only hurting yourself. At some point, you're going to have to pick up what it is you want to do, and you're going to have to do it. Everyone has to go through not thinking that something is going to work out when they originally go to try it and make it work out. In the beginning, when everybody was trying to do their thing, when everyone was looking at their life and deciding what it is they wanted to do, they looked at their career choices. They looked at the path they wanted to take, and they said, I want to do this. Everybody that is somebody or something or someone originally had no experience, didn't start yet, and they were looking at themselves and looking at what they wanted to do with their life, and they said, this is what I want to do. Everybody has that stage in their career choice or their life path, their journey that they're on. Everybody starts out saying, this is what I want to do. And when they're starting out, they don't have anything accomplished yet. They don't have any goals that they've achieved. They don't have anything done. But they didn't let anything make them feel like that wasn't what they were supposed to be doing. They didn't let their lack of experience fool them into thinking that they couldn't do it or what they wanted to do couldn't be done. What you want to do with your life, it can be done. And the things that you see yourself having in life, you can get them. The things you want to do, you can do them. But you have to always ask yourself that question. What am I waiting on? You may be waiting and not know. All right, it may be something in your way. You think you're just tired, or you think you don't have it in you at the moment. You think there's something, maybe it's something on the outside that you think you're dealing with, when really it's a mental block, and it's something that you have to sort out mentally, so that way you could push through that and get to what it is you need to do. There are different forms of depression. Sometimes a mental block can appear in the form, sometimes depression can appear in the form of a mental block. All right, sometimes people think they're perfectly fine and they're perfectly normal, and then they go to do something and they wonder why that they don't want to do it anymore, or they wonder why they don't have as much energy or as much drive to go do what it is they want to do. People will be waiting, and sometimes they won't even know. So you have to ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Why are you waiting? All right, maybe it's a who are you waiting on? But you need to know, what are you waiting on? Because if you can figure out what it is that's causing you to wait, you can override that in your mind. You can work on that in your mind, and you could create a new thought, a new thought pattern, a new thought process for yourself, to where you can get over that. All right. They call those roadblocks. They call those humps. These are things that like to get in the way when a person is trying to see something for themselves, but it's like you have you have something that you have to deal with, and it's like it's popping up in different forms. All right, it may pop up as you being mad at something. It may pop up as you not wanting to do something. It may pop up as depression or some other type of anxiety. And the reason why those things exist is because you have to be honest with yourself on what it is you want to do with your life. All right, maybe you told yourself that you didn't want to do it because you're afraid of how people are going to accept you, knowing that this is something that you want to do. It's like, yeah, I want to be a singer, or you want to be an author, or you want to be a fashion designer, you want to be a boxer, or sports, like do sports or something. Whatever it is, not everybody's going to be accepting of it. And there are people who will not do something because they think somebody's going to have something to say. There's somebody out there right now not doing something that they want to do because they fear of what someone they know is gonna have to say, or whatever they're gonna have as an opinion that they made. And people really will be afraid to go out and do something because of what their friends might think, what someone in their family might think, what someone at their job might have to say. Some people, they don't leave their job because they don't want to be looked at as, oh, you're about to leave this job and go take this risk, or you're about to leave this job and go believe in yourself. It's just, there are things that people don't like other people to know. And I understand that. All right, I understand you don't want everybody all up in your business, and you don't want people to judge you or classify you as a failure if you don't become successful. But other people's opinions, when it comes to you choosing to do something with your life, it really doesn't matter, because people can falsely judge you. People can judge you based off their preconceived ideas. All right, people can judge you where you currently are, but you can always change your life. All right, your life is not subject to people's opinions and judgments and statements. Your life is much more than that. So when they have things to say about what it is you choose to do, whether you're trying something new out and you're not that good at it, and somebody may have something negative to say, it just is what it is. Those kinds of things come along with you doing something new, you trying something out, you choosing to be something in life. There will be backlash when you choose success. All right, people aren't going to just be proud of you because you're choosing to be successful, and that's it. There's going to be trolls. There's going to be people that just hate to see someone like you win. All right, they don't want to see an underdog get anywhere. They may specifically just have something out with you and may not want to see you get anywhere. But you have to continuously know what you want to do. All right, you have to know, why are you waiting? If you're waiting on something, if you feel that something's in the way, if you feel like you have a mental block, or there's something that's stopping you from getting things done, like, what are you waiting on? Is it someone that is causing these issues? All right, is it someone that told you you weren't good at something, or someone that told you you couldn't be that, or someone had a negative opinion and you believe them? Sometimes these things will cause people to wait. All right, it will form some type of depression. All right, which it may not be big, but if there's something that you want to do and you no longer do it anymore, that's a form of being depressed. And there are people who like to use those forms of depression as a way to discourage you. All right, that's why when people say certain things to certain people, it's like, man, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, I got around this person, and now I can't even do it anymore. It's like now I don't even want to do it anymore. Certain people will discourage you until the point to where they make you, unfortunately, they make you look at all the negative aspects of you wanting to do something or be something. And that's why we talk about perception a lot on my channel, because it's really up to your perception. All right, when people become depressed, it's because of things that they tell themselves repeatedly, and it's also because of the body language that they choose to use. All right, your body language says a lot about you. You're communicating to yourself and your central nervous system, your thoughts, like you're communicating to everything about you with your body posture and your body language. So just like you may have a conversation with yourself and it may not be positive, you might be like, yo, I'm terrible, or I suck, or I'm not good. Just like it's not good to say things like that to you, it's also not good to have a posture that is communicating um that's communicating non-success. All right, you don't want your body posture to be communicating I'm not a successful person. And that's why a lot of people who are depressed, their body, like if you see their body posture, it's not the same as someone who feels good about themselves. So your body posture plays a huge part, and people will see that a person has good posture, they'll see that a person feels good about themselves. These are all certain things that they can see. And a lot of people have had attacks on them and haven't even been aware to be able to tell what happened. All right, they don't even know what happened. They just know that they used to be vibrant, they used to be joyful, they used to be a loving person, they used to feel good, and then after being around certain people for so long, it's like you have to make sure that you get away from them, because if not, it's going to change how you. It's going to change everything about you. All right. If something somebody can say is strong enough to change your posture, you better run. All right. If a job that you work at is making it hard for you to stand up straight because it's so much weight on your shoulders, you better start filling out apps and finding something else. Um, that's really all it is. Um, they want to. Oh, let's close this. There we go. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, um, they want to try to discourage you to the point where you don't want to try anymore. All right. So a lot of people who are waiting, it's like, what are you waiting on? And this is why you have to ask yourself that. Maybe it's something that you believed about yourself that you shouldn't have. Maybe somebody got you out here thinking that you can't do something that you're an ace in the hole at, something that you're really skilled at, something that you're great at, something that that when you pick it up, everybody doesn't want to see you put it down until you're done with it. All right, it's probably people that love seeing you do your thing. You get around this one person, you'll feel like you won't be able to do anything. So it's certain people that you just, when you want to be successful, it's certain people that are just destiny killers, and that will cause you to wait. And if this person can make you not believe in your ability, that they cause you to doubt yourself, they cause you to think that you're not going to be successful at it. There are a lot of people out here with other people's ideas about them, their future, their goals, their success swirling around in their head, because they may not have been aware of somebody's trickery and deceit that they were using against them, or somebody's games that they were playing on them. And this is what causes people to to hold back. And you'll have people who are great artists, people who are great piano players, people who are great authors, people who are great fashion designers, all right, engineers, all right, people who are just great at whatever it is they're here to do. There will be those that will try to use discouragement as a way to steal your joy. All right, they'll try to steal your joy and steal the happiness that you would get from being successful at what you were put here to do. So you have to ask yourself, what are you waiting on? All right. Is it something that someone caused you to feel about yourself, like I just went into briefly, or is it something that you're causing you to feel about yourself? All right. Have you accepted the ideas of somebody else? Have you accepted the ideas of your negative self? All right. Comparison. Sometimes when you're comparing yourself to others, that will be a roadblock in itself. If your creativity, it flows like water, if it flows like water out of a well, if you start to compare yourself to others and you start to look at what they're doing and it takes your focus off what you're doing, that creative well is going to dry up and you it's going to go from a full bed of water to shallow and shallow until the water is just gone and evaporated. You don't even have droplets. So comparison is the thief of joy, and that's why comparison steals your joy, because you're too busy comparing yourself to someone else. You're too busy looking at what somebody else has and what their life is doing for them and all the success that they're achieving. And a lot of people will end up stopped by that because they're judging themselves. Not only when you do things like that, you're most likely going to let other people falsely judge you and judge you prematurely. You're going to do that to yourself. People will not even have started, not even have tried, and just write themselves off and say that something is too difficult or something is too hard, or they'll never be able to create or make it or do it. And they just, they just throw the towel in on life, and they cut themselves short, and they don't believe in themselves, so they don't even try. All right, they don't see things as being possible for them. So it's like you really have to ask yourself this question: what are you waiting on? Are you waiting for things to get better financially? Are you waiting for yourself to get better, like more mental health? Are you waiting for your physical health? Like whatever you're waiting for, it's not powerful enough to make you not take a leap of faith on something that you chose to be successful at. Everyone has something to choose to be successful at. This is why people have different lives. This is why some people's lives are better than others. This is why some people have more fulfillment out of life, because they choose not to wait. All right, it's okay to be patient. It's okay to, if you got to order a part or something, or if you worked for like a whole month straight and you need to take some time off because you just have to live your life and maybe take care of some other things. That's okay, but you should not be waiting to work on things that you're passionate about, things that you want to complete, things that you see as something that you would like to do for your life as a career. You don't have to wait on those things. You don't have to be great at them. You don't have to be amazing. You don't have to be the best when you first start, but it should be something that you want to do that will cause you to have drive, to put enough time and effort into it, to want to be the best at it that you could possibly be. Even when you tried and failed, even when you failed and gave up, even when you put it down, got mad at it, wish it didn't exist, and still came back to it, and it was something that you wanted to do because you love doing it. That's the thing that you need to do this with. And you can't wait. You shouldn't be waiting on yourself to be able to make a hit before you start creating music. You shouldn't be waiting on 5 million people to like you on Instagram or whatever before you start doing comedy. You shouldn't wait for people to start buying your product or buying your clothes before you start wearing them. All right, you shouldn't wait. You shouldn't wait to start doing hair until you get into the barber shop. All right, if you love to cut hair, find some heads, practice on them, or find a way, get you a little styrofoam doll or something, cut their hair, or buy you the right products, the right tools. All right, and this is another thing. What are you waiting on? Are you waiting for your finances to improve? Maybe you think you can't do it because you don't have the right equipment. Whatever you can do right now, you need to do that now. And when you get the equipment, that way you'll already have the routine and the work ethic. A lot of people who wait, by the time they wait, the opportunity has passed them. An opportunity has came and passed them. All right. People will try to use equipment and things like that as an excuse. Or I'm waiting till I get this. I'm waiting till I get that. Somebody that really wants to do something bad enough is it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Doesn't matter if it's early in the morning. Doesn't matter if it's at night. Doesn't matter if they have all the parts. Doesn't matter if they're missing a part. Doesn't matter if they have no parts. All right. This person is going to do what they need to do to accomplish their goal, to be able to work on it, just to be able to get started. So that's really what you have to focus on. It develops character, it develops a skill set, it develops a mindset that's geared towards success. So it's something that you have to do. You have to get started right now where you're at. And if you wait any longer, all you're going to be doing is procrastinating, and you're going to be pushing it further from you as days continue to pass by and you keep losing more time. All right. It's got to be something that you're driven to do. Only something that you're driven to do, because if you're not driven to do it, that could be a reason why you're waiting. Sometimes people are confused. They end up picking the wrong career path, or they end up choosing something that they're really not interested in. Maybe they saw someone else doing it. Maybe they had a friend who told them they could do it, but it wasn't quite really what they wanted to do. That could be something that you're waiting on. That's why you have to ask yourself, what are you waiting on? All right. You don't know how things are going to turn out. So it's best that you just give it your best shot. You have to do something. You can't not do anything. People who don't do anything, they never get the chance to develop a skill. All right, because they let something get in the way, fear, worry, lack of resources. Like these are just excuses. And I know they're valid excuses. Hey, I was afraid. Hey, I was scared. Hey, I didn't have enough money. Hey, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. But when it comes to fear, you have to be afraid, and you still have to perform. You still have to choose success. You still have to choose to do what it is you need to do, as afraid, as scared, as worried, as upset, as mad, as pissed off, as hurt, as hungry, as tired. Whatever it is you need to do, forget how you feel. All right, when it comes to you wanting to do something that gives your life some kind of advance, or makes things better for you, like I know, you know, I don't really feel like doing this, but this is going to take my life to a new place. This is going to take me to a new level in life. It's best that you do that regardless of how you feel, because you don't want the future to pass you by, and then you look back at your life, and opportunities that came to you didn't put the right amount of effort in because of an excuse. I didn't have this. I didn't have enough of that. I was too worried about this. I was too worried about that. You don't have time for those things anymore. It's time for you to stop waiting, and it's time for you to start working. All right, it's time for you to stop waiting, and it's time for you to start working. It doesn't matter if you're awful. You can make 100 awful ones, and the 101st one might be the best one. And the thing is about this, you want to know what's funny? You may not even like it. Some of your greatest work you're not even going to like, but other people are going to love it. So you can't really judge how you feel off something towards the level of success you're going to have. You may not like it, other people may love it, and it may put you right where you need to be in life. But how would you know unless you try? How would you know unless you start? You have to start something. It may be horrible, somebody may love it. You may think it's good, somebody may think it's horrible. But that's not an excuse for you to not try now today. That's not an excuse for you to not give it a shot, at least. Like you owe it to yourself to do something, to where eventually, if it's something that you want to keep doing, you owe it to yourself to at least find that one thing that you love to do, regardless of the success, regardless of the money, regardless of whatever may come with it. You want to find something that you love to do in life. All right, you may make it, you may not. You may become successful, you may not. But it really all boils down to the amount of work ethic that you put in on your life. All right, people can say in God's timing, and if it's the Lord's will. It's not if it's the Lord's will. If that's an excuse. It's if it's your will. All right, it's if the you could add the Lord's will to it if you're grinding. But if you're just saying it's the Lord's will, like, no, if you have a will, God gives us free will. If you have a will to become successful, that success is going to come into your life. If you have a will to become successful, that success is going to come into your life. But you won't develop that skill, and you won't develop that will if you don't even pick it up and do it. So what you have to know, what are you waiting on? Do you have some type of anxiety when it comes to doing it? All right. Do you think you're not good enough? Do you think you're not going to be successful at it? Are you too worried about what someone has to say, someone's opinion? All right. Do you think you're just not, you think you don't have the right amount of skills yet? Because if there are certain things that you can do to get better. You can study, you can pay someone to teach you, you could buy a class, buy a seminar. There's all types of ways to get ahead in the new age and time that we live in, as far as what you want to do. You may have to invest in yourself. You may have to take some of your money and reinvest it in yourself. The money for those Jordans, the money for that vacation, the money for those rims, the money for those tents, the money for those nice clothes. You may have to reinvest in yourself and get you some equipment, get you some books, get you some classes, get you some things that will help you elevate yourself to the level that you're trying to get to. But if you don't try, you're not going to know what it is you need. And then imagine being able to do something and and finally getting everything you need, but still not know what you need to do. It might be something else that pops up. Like when you wait to do something, you're not going to become an expert at it. You want to do something every day, even if you're not good at it, so where at least you'll be learning. And even if you can't put together a full project, or if you're not as good as you would hope to be or wish to be or want to be, you're still going to be an expert in your craft. And when you become an expert in your craft, regardless of your skill level, you still have something to offer, because you know things that work, you know things that don't work. You may not be able to put it all out, and you may not be able to express it the best way you possibly can, but becoming an expert and doing things every day, and as much as you can do them, it will allow you to be able to open your mouth and speak in such a way to where you could be put in the right places in front of the right faces. So that way, people will see that, okay, this person may not know what it is they're supposed to have known yet, but they have a drive. They are expert at it. They're showing that it's something that they want to do. People will hire people like that. People will work with people like that because they see you have a bright future. They see you have a potential, and they see that it's something that you're going to be able to do, because this person is just not going to give up. This person is just not going to stop. Is nothing that's going to get in their way. So what are you waiting on? You have to ask yourself that. We're all waiting on something, but sometimes if you're well, I'm waiting on them, and when they get here, and when they're going to help, and he said this and she said, scratch all that. You can't wait on people. You can't wait on anything when it comes to what you want to do. You can't wait on fear. You can't wait on any of that. You got to be afraid and still do it. You got to be scared and still do it. You might be hungry, like in the sense of, I want to do this and I'm motivated, or you might be hungry like you don't have any food and you don't have a plate to eat off, or something, whatever it is. Somebody's going through something. Somebody has something, that somebody has a situation or whatever it is that they may be experiencing. Even you still, I know, you got to go get it. All right. So everybody has to do something. All right. You have to be doing something. You should not be waiting and procrastination. All right. That's the devil. You don't want to wait. Don't be afraid. Don't fear success. Don't be afraid of somebody's laughter, or someone laughing at you, or someone's opinion, or what they may think. Don't allow any of that stuff to make you wait. All right. People are going to laugh at someone that's working towards something that they'll never achieve. Why? Because you're making this person feel insecure, and all their potential, they feel it just at the bottom of them, just wasting, just potential energy, just not doing nothing. All right, just wasted energy, just sitting at the base of their root chakra and their feet, just marinating in nothingness. That's why people are, and that's why they're low vibrational, and that's why they'll laugh at you. So it just comes with the territory. People are going to laugh at you. They're going to talk about you. They're going to have things to say about you, some positive, some negative. All right, you're going to not want to do everything that is required of you, but you still have to do it. All right, you may have some type of anxiety or fear that even if you have the right resources, you may not figure it out or understand it. If you want something bad enough, you're going to get it. If you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. And that's really what it is, and all it boils down to. This is something that I want. I want it bad enough. You'll get to the point to where you have the mindset of having to make it happen. All right, when you can get to the point of having a mindset to where it's like, I have to make this happen. It's going to happen no matter what. It's going to happen regardless. I'm not leaving here without this taking place in my life. I'm not going away without becoming what it is I need, what it is I want to be, or what it is I want to do with my life. It's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. But you have to start, and you can't continue to wait, because if you continue to wait, time's going to keep passing you by, and you're going to have more space in between you and what you want to do. You could potentially be less motivated. All right. And that's work in itself when it's something that you love to do. And that's where depression comes from. People have things that they love to do. They let time pass because they feel it's something that they're not good at. They feel it's something that they don't know. And they let these things become roadblocks, and they let these things block their potential, stop their potential, and eventually block them and stop them from even trying. So this is why you have to start. This is why you have to stay consistent. This is why you have to do things even when you don't want to do them. You may feel like you're a hamster stuck in a wheel, running in circles. But eventually, if you start to do different things, start to pay for some courses, start to align yourself with people who are doing things that you want to do some way, somehow. If you got to DM them 100 times, if you got to bug them 1,000,000 times, if you got to call them 1,000,000 times, whatever it is you have to do to show people, and not only people, but to show life, that life, I'm dedicated. This is what I'm doing. All right. I'm not just waiting around. I'm taking the effort. This is what I want to happen. I'm going to make it happen, and I'm not going to stop. And I'm not going to stop until it does. And that's just how you have to attack it. It has to be something that you feel that passionately about it, to where like you're just not going to let a day pass by without you doing something. You're gonna give your best at something. You're gonna do your best at something. So what are you waiting on? All right. You don't know how it's going to turn out if you don't start now. And if you don't start now, you'll never know. All right. This has been another Drutube special. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.